Heather. Miss Terry.
Nice to meet you. How are you? Here along the shore of Lake Simcoe is where you can see how quickly things are changing from ice to slush to quite a bit of water now. York Regional Police are keeping all of their snowmobiles off the ice from now on because they say the conditions are too dangerous, and they're advising people to steer clear of the ice as well, or at the very least check the ice conditions before venturing out. Heather Wright, CTV News, Guilford. I'm done. Rising, which means ice conditions are quickly changing. Coming up, we'll tell you what that means for March break activities, and we'll let you know what areas to avoid.
You can never assume the ice is safe, but now is the most dangerous time of the year.
While many of us welcome this late winter thaw, the rain and melting snow are creating some problems.
There are advisories about flooding and very thin ice. In fact, as Heather Wright reports, some people call this the most dangerous time of the year.
It's what many have been waiting months for, a sign that spring is just around the corner. But the melting snow and ice are also a concern, especially for parents like Simon Prine, whose kids are outside playing during March break.
We just want to make sure that we don't go near it at all. And the rivers, as we roll back further, are running really rampant right now, so we want to stay away from that as well.
This year's melt is happening quickly because of the rain and high temperatures. And with so much snow on the ground to begin with, conservation authorities are warning about localized flooding over the next few days.
We can see some open water now. Last week, some of this was frozen. So the real message to everyone is that there is a possibility of localized flooding, but more importantly is that all the lakes, rivers, and streams are going to have higher water levels and flows, especially in streams. And we stress that members of the public stay away, especially children, stay away from these water courses.
Gary Edmonston and his grandson Nolan are heading out to fish on Lake Simcoe, one of their last fishing trips of the season.
The season's coming to an end. I understand the huts have to be off on the 15th. And the thing that people have going in their favor coming down here is there are people such as Jack that keep the general public alerted to any hazards or anything that are in the area.
Jack Hayward works for an ice hut business in Guilford and says the ice is still thick enough for fishing. But with open water spotted near Willow Beach and Georgina, he is closely monitoring ice conditions in the area.
You can never assume the ice is safe, but now is the most dangerous time of the year, right now, for ice conditions to change very rapidly.
Here along the shoreline is where you can see how quickly things are changing from ice to slush to quite a bit of water now. York Regional Police say they're keeping their snowmobiles off the ice because the conditions are too dangerous, and they're advising people to do the same, or at the very least, to check the conditions before venturing out onto the ice. Heather Wright, CTV News, Guilford.
Many hut operators have already taken their ice huts off the lakes in our area. Just a reminder that in the Simcoe County area, which includes Lake Simcoe, Couchiching, St. John, and all the other lakes in Zone 16, the ice huts must be off by this Friday, March 15th. In the Muskoka, Parry Sound area, ice huts don't have to be off the lakes until March 31st. But it's up to operators to make sure they can get the huts off safely. The fine is $150 for not getting the hut off in time. If the hut sinks and becomes a hazard, the fine is $200.